Always good to have the Mayor of the Waimakariri pop in, have a wee bit of a chat about what's happening around the region. Kia ora, good morning, Dan, how are you?
Kia ora, good morning, Kerry. Always good to see you.
It's a busy weekend that you just had. There was a number of things that you got involved with, the likes of the Welcome to the Birds.
Welcome to the Birds.
That was actually, that's a relatively new initiative.
It is, and I really commend all the various groups that were involved in that. And it was so good to see the public participation, especially from young people. There was a lot of talk last year about four-wheel drive activity and things on the Ashley Rakahuri.
Mm-hmm.
It's important for people to understand why that area is important. The fact that the bird life, very rare bird life, wryebills and others, and there are a huge amount of effort that goes, volunteer effort, into protecting that environment. So an event like this, where it welcomes the birds back, is really important, so people understand why that environment is important. It's not to say people can't use the environment, but to make sure that you're not going through with four-wheel drives and other things like that, and yet you understand there. I grew up on my cuckoo, and I didn't, I appreciated the environment, but I didn't know what was down there.
Yep.
Now I do, and that's through the work of really great groups like the Ashley Rakahuri River Care Group and other organisations that make us aware of that.
Absolutely,
So it's such a good event, and I got a wee mask and everything, which I put on, which I love.
Bless you.
Yeah.
It's actually, that is a destination for the birds, right? And there is a lot more river for four-wheel drives to go and have fun over there. This is
a
their
lot more
food source.
activity where that's not needed. And I'm not against four-wheel driving, but responsible four-wheel drivers.
I think most four-wheel drivers are responsible.
Correct.
Let's put it there. The North Canterbury Extended Hours Medical Centre, you had a spade in your hand on Friday.
I did, along with Murray Tilliard, Chair of Southland Health, and also Matt Ducey, our Member of Parliament. We officially turned the sod. Work's commencing. It's getting on with it. We're getting it built. So this has been years waiting for it. Now it's here. And I think our community will be relieved to see that it's finally underway. After, I think they've been very patient through that. So the council stepped in, has played a role in getting it over the line, because like the rest of everyone else, we were getting frustrated that this wasn't going to get delivered, and concerned about it, and thought, well, actually, let's do something about it.
Is this extending and going a wee bit outside the local council remit to make this happen?
Probably from a strict sense of some of the wording that's there, but I don't think the feedback I've had from the public is that they're not concerned about that. They want and expect that our council would step up and do things like this where it's important. $3.5 million is effectively what we're borrowing. It's an in and an out by way of the costs will be met by Southlink and by the business model that protects. We're not involved in the business. Our security's over, and ensuring that after hours is delivered and extended hours is delivered. So we're providing the borrowing capacity to help with that, and that's effectively a 50-50 partnership between ourselves and Southlink.
We are obvious. It is obvious that Canterbury is growing quite quickly. You had a lunch with the Prime Minister last week, having a wee bit of a chat about the growth in North Canterbury, and this literally is one of the main reasons why you turned the sod. Yes.
It is. Well, one of the reasons behind that is the growth that we've experienced here in North Canterbury, but also the lunch with the Prime Minister was a really great opportunity to hear from him directly about the things that are important that he's seeing for Canterbury, but also for wider New Zealand. And I actually thought he spoke really well. It's just a shame that more don't hear him speak like that. We have the filter of the media and other things that have their own take on things. When you hear him, had a very compelling message, and I was really impressed. I met Jacinda Ardern on a number of occasions, and met John Key also very good speakers. And when you hear them directly, you can't help but be impressed and admire the commitment and the hours that they put into things. And certainly, from what I observe, Christopher Luxon is doing that.
Fair enough.
But I'm not a political commentator, but I just observed what I heard, and that was the commentary that I heard around the tables as well. It's just a bit of a shame that more can't hear that, because we've got to feel good. If we keep talking our country down, that's where we're all going to have problems. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm seeing the signs of recovery here. We're not out of the woods. There are a lot of people hurting by way of businesses who are really just doing their best to hold it together. But I am told, and I am hearing around, especially when I was at the rugby on Saturday, from people who are in business, developers, those who are making investments, that they're seeing the blue sky coming and they're feeling optimistic about it. And I have to take my measure from that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. So you did go to the rugby. You got the VIP seat sitting in the grandstand?
I was sitting in the corporate area, yes. I was very fortunate to be invited by Canterbury Rugby to join that. And I actually took along a gentleman with me who really enjoyed being part of the rugby, who's used to play in the day. He was an 80, just turned in his early 80s, and he loved it. So it was nice to be able to share that afternoon with him among the crowds of others. And such a great atmosphere. I really love that we've got our provincial rugby here, and it was hosted here in our district, and so good that Canterbury won.
And Canterbury,
never in doubt.
Canterbury won as well as North Canterbury.
Absolutely.
Beat Ellesmere as well. Eh?
Two great results.
Oh, look, it's a great place to be, North Canterbury, and Mayor of one of the districts, Waimakariri Dan Gordon, always in on Tuesday morning. Thanks very much. We'll have a chat to you next week.
Great to see you, Kerry. Take care.
Compass FM, 8:15.